Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Learner and I am Teza. Welcome back to HTML Learning for Beginners. So last week we have learned how to add the menu and the banner and also using the semantic HTML, and we added the article and a video content, audio content, and even our download. So when we click the download, we're going to have this automatic download because we're using the live server. So that's what we have learned last week. So this week I have this lesson content that we're going to do this week. So that will be learning more HTML elements like a details, summary, and footer. And also we will learn HTML entity for our copyright and adding our code in our website. So, and also the ID attribute for different page section to link. So that will be ID fragment identifier. And also I will try to add one button at the bottom so that we can go back to the top and try to finish with the student review and image links. So that will be today, part 5, so tutorial lesson content. So I will try to cover everything, but I don't know how long it takes. So to get started, guys, so back to your studio code and then, the Visual Studio Code. And what I will do is, first thing I will add, as you see on my screen, it's a little bit touching to the bottom and it's not good for our viewing. So I will add a little bit break lines so that we can scroll it to the bottom, So to do that, in Visual Studio Code, you just type BR and times. Let's say you want it a 30 break line, so you just say 30 and press tab key from your keyboard. So that will be that way. Once you do it that way, you have added the break line. So I will just press enter a little bit here. So when you save the file, now our screen have a little bit room and then we can see it better and we can scroll up top, and then so when we write codes, that will be better. So if you want it that way, you do this. And also, to continue our section to small the small project we have started, so that will be adding knowledge check with this triangle arrow. So to do that, I will go back to my project and now here. So what I will do is I will add a section, or because when we say this section, so we have this video section, listen, audio, download section. So for now, what I will do is I will say that will be another what if we say a footer inside the article. So that way we can do that because we have a footer, main footer under the very bottom, and we can say a little bit footer inside our article. So to do that, so it depends on you. So if you want to say section, even you can say section. If you want to say footer, you can say it. So so semantic is when the new developer comes in and then it's easy to understand. So that's what we are doing right now. So to do that, I will just add footer. So that will be inside our article footer. So in footer, I will have one more header. So that will be do not confuse with the very bottom footer, because we can add footer, we can add article after article. So when we need it, we can add it. So that's what we are doing. So that will be header, and I will add just like that, and header. And inside the header, what we're going to have is a small project. We will have this a little bit tighter here, knowledge check. So to do that, so I will have a H2, so it will be title, H1 is bigger, so H2 will be a little bit smaller. So, and to do that, I will just say knowledge check, so knowledge, so that will be knowledge check. And under the knowledge check, I want to add a little bit explanation. So to do that, paragraph and p tag, and to say that open triangles, so that will be ANGLE, so that will be triangles to see the answer in SWERS. So that will be open triangles to see the answer. When you save, now we're gonna see the knowledge check. Now even I want to add a little bit line break so that it will not belongs to the section inside, So to do that, just simply you can add after the section. We will have a break, so just a BR tab key. Now we have a little bit break, knowledge check. And now we're gonna add the triangle. So in HTML, the triangle is I mean, for if you're really new to HTML, so you go back to Mozilla. So that's what we are saying, like a Mozilla reference HTML element. So if you go to HTML element, now we have like 100 over HTML elements that we can add in our HTML code. So for triangle, I mean, for me also, we do not know, but if you learn it really one by one, I recommend it to do that way. But for now, for triangle things, there's a detail. So I mean, if you want to put it a little bit different elements has a different display style, but for us, I'm trying to cover all the elements that most often use. And I mean, so if I'm going through one by one, so it will never finish. So that will be detail element. Like I say, we have a lesson content, so that will be detail. So to add the detail under the header, so what I will do is I will just simply add the details. So that will be details. So under the detail tiles, I mean, as you see on my screen, I want to show you what if we just say details and then if we save our code. So if I save HTML, now what you're gonna see is you will see the triangle, and if I click the triangle, I will not have this nothing. I mean, so the answer or whatever, it's not showing anything because there's the text details, because HTML detail elements is automatically adding the detailed text in this triangle. I mean, if you want it your question, like you see on my small project, I have this triangle, and what is HTML? Because we want to ask a little bit question. So if to do that, you want to remove the detail and edit the title. So what we need to do is that we need to add summary element. So that will be summary. So you just say summary and then press tab key. Now we have a summary element tag. And what we're gonna say is that now instead of the details, what we're gonna do is it's the same. So what is HTML? So just a simple question, So if you type it that way, like when we save the file, now you can see that the detail is gone, and then as we add the it's changing the detail into what is HTML. So to do that, so we need to add a summary HTML tag. So now when we click the triangle, until now we are not seeing anything. So if you want to add a little bit hiding the text inside the triangle, what we need to do is it will so underneath the summary, so we're gonna add the text that we want to see when we click the triangle. So to see the text, so I will just add it what is HTML. So it's the same thing. So I will just what if we just copy from this answer, and hypertext markup language is a computer language, and so that will be the text. So you can type it, but to me I will just copy, so paste it that way, and I will have this text. That will be answer. And when I type the text under the summary, so when I save the HTML, so go back to your project, and then when I open the triangle, now you're gonna start seeing the answer. That's how when we do our portfolio project, I have this drop arrow, so we have a click JavaScript that we did. This is not the JavaScript. This is using the HTML detailed element that we can hide and show. It is a very useful if you're new to the website, and then JavaScript is a little higher level if you want to build your website using the HTML. Now, so it's a click event that we can do that, without using the JavaScript, as you see on my screen. So that will be details and a summary. So we did just now. So that will be our what is HTML question, and then if you click the triangle, you will see the answer. I want to edit one more question, so that will be if you think that okay, we have details, and then I want to edit one more question, and you might think that go to the next line, and inside the detail I'm gonna edit this second question. So that way, what is UTF-8 HTML? So I just simply copy and paste it here. When you save that way, so in HTML, what we're gonna have is we will not have one more triangle, because if you want it one more triangle, you have to like get it one more detail. So because now if I open the triangle, the UTF-8 is hiding inside the first details. That is how it works. If you want it change the detailed text to the title, you have to add it summary element. And also if you want it one more a detail, so you really need to add one more detail. So to do that, I will cut my what is UTF-8 HTML. So from it, I will cut it off. Then I will paste it underneath, so adding one more detail, so that will be another detail, so that will be here. So I will add one more detail, so just type details, and here that will be now we can paste it our HTML. What is HTML? Now what you're gonna see is that you're gonna have this detailed title. When we click it, we have this what is HTML? But what we want is we want to change detail to what is UTF-8. So to do that, it's the same thing. What we're gonna add is a summary. So that will be summary HTML tag, and then the closing summary. We will push it to the back. And then once you save it with the summary, so the detail will change to HTML. The UTF-8. When I save the file, now you see that UTF-8 is changed. So that's the way to do it. And also if you want it a little bit, a break line, so what we're gonna add is after the detail, I will add simply just BR and then press tab key. So now we're gonna have this be a break line. So when I save the file, now we have a little bit knowledge check, and then even we can break it after the explanation. So to do that, after the header, so what I will do is I will just one single break. When I save, that will be better. So they have a little bit of room, and then when I click on triangle, we're gonna see the answer and the second triangle. Because I haven't added any text inside a detail, to do that, I will add from here just simply UTF-8 is a character coding, as we had learned in the previous tutorials. So I will just simply paste it here inside the detail. So so that will be, let me do it again. So copy the text, and just this one will be copy, and go back to Visual Studio Code, and I will paste it here. Now this is the answer. I will add a full stop, and now even in the page, I think we should add the full stop, but when we are not seeing that, so when we save the file, and you see, so what I will do is let me save the file, and now let me take a look. So now we're gonna have this project, and now we will open it. So now you can see that this the first answer, and when we click the second one, we have this UTF-8 character encoding. So now we got the a detail, like I said, detail and the summary, because we want it a little bit knowing more elements. So if you want it hide click event without using the JavaScript, we can do it that way, so using the detail element. And also the next step, what we have the content is we will learn about a folder content. So I will just straight go to the folder, because so that we will have a little bit covering all the topics. So inside the folder, what we're gonna have is you see on my small project, so what we have is a social media link and then copyright in folder. So to do that, in the folder, what I will have is I will have the one folder header, so that will be social media header. So to do that, so I will just say header, and inside the header, and then I will have same thing. I will have a H2. Same a sizing. So H2 will be, what if we say follow us on social media, or what if follow us? So that's better. So follow us on social media. So what if follow us? I think follow us will be better. So on social media, and then we save file. Now we have a follow us, and also I want to have a one complete a break and then horizontal line. So to get it, so to do that, I will just add horizontal line, and then I will have one break. So let's see. So now even before the line, so I wanted one more break. So to do that, and then the main, I'm going to add one more break line. So BR, and then save the file. Now we have a little bit like a pleasing to our eyes. And also the follow us will have one, we will not have like explanation, because just that when we say follow us, so that will be social media. So now what we're gonna have is we will have a little bit like a navigation menu like we did on our top banner. Like you see on the top, like we have this YouTube part 1, part 2, same thing. But for now, what we're gonna have is we will have a social media. So to do that, the social media link, I will have inside the footer. So after the header, because it is a header, so I will not add menu inside the header because it will not be like a very semantic. What we do is after the header, I will have this navigation, nav element. So, and then after that, we're gonna have it like a UL. So we did same technique. So we use on the top. So it's a nav ULLI. So even I can just simply copy from the top, but what if we just type it? So that we can learn better. So ULLI. So inside the LI, so what we're gonna have is that we will have a tag. So is that make sure that you add it like after the LI, you add the A tag. Do not add the A tag before the LI because in semantic, what we have is that we have a UL. Once you say the UL, it has to be a LI. So after the LI, we will add the A tag here. So inside the A tag, what we're going to have is first thing. So we are doing on YouTube. So that will be YouTube. And the second one, I will just simply copy all of it. And I will add one more like social media. So that will be Facebook. So that will be my Facebook. So I will add Facebook. And I think now it's like a little bit popular thing. So that will be what if we say like TikTok. So I will just TikTok. So that will be TikTok. And so I think I spelled it right. So it's like TikTok. And yeah, so on the TikTok, we will have this like YouTube, so that we can add a little bit link to youtube.com, tiktok.com, and I will have facebook.com, so that we will have a little bit like to link it to somewhere that we can go, so that will be facebook.com. And I will just add copy from here. And so that will be like what we have is so go back to my HTML. So I will add inside the Facebook a tag. So I will add the here. So https facebook.com and YouTube. So I will just simply add this thing too. So copy, and YouTube will be inside the href. So we need to add the link. So YouTube, and also for the TikTok. So I will just add it from the TikTok. So that will be TikTok from here. So I will just copy, then close it out. So when we have a TikTok, I will just have this one, TikTok. And now we have a little bit like a social media. I will close it out, everything. Now you can see that follow us and a little bit menu. And we have this 3 social media. And if you wanted Twitter or whatever, so what if we added like a Twitter, LinkedIn? So if you want it, you can do that. So I think I will edit this 3. So when we save the file, and now we have ready. When I click, so right now, so it will go to like a YouTube. So we don't have a target attribute. So what we're gonna do is we will disappear our main page, and then it will link to our YouTube. But what we want is we want to open a new tab. So to do that, as we have learned, what we're gonna do is we will add one more target attribute. So that will be target and underscore. So that will be underscore blank. So when I add the underscore blank, and then when I save the file, if you click to the YouTube, now what we're gonna have is one more tab will open, and so it will remain our main page, so that we don't have to look for our main page. So that's the way to do it. And our same thing, what I will do is I will add target, and I will add the underscore blank here. So that will be Facebook. And one more same thing, what I will do is target and underscore blank. So Visual Studio Code is good. It just like a popped up like what we want, so it just auto detecting what we need to edit. So when I save the file, now our like a social media menu is good. I mean, even you want it break, I mean, as for now, we are learning the completely HTML. So because I mean, in CSS, we can like use a line break using the line height or all the CSS style. But for now, I mean, as we are learning the like a totally HTML, what I will do is I will just add line break so that I mean better look. So like I said, I mean, we don't have to do it because in CSS, I mean, it's a very simple, very easy. We can use like CSS style line height that will automatically keep a gap up and down and like left, right, all those margin. So that will be future tutorial. So now I will add the line break. So in between our menu, when I save, I have a little bit break. So if you want it that way, so you can do that. So I mean, so that we can learn more HTML element, you know, so I will use it, that thing. Okay, now social media links are done. So as you see on my screen, so I will continue with the copyright. So to do that, the copyright will be another, like, I mean, I can edit one more section in footer, but for us, like, semantically, we have a header, we have a nav. So it's, we don't even have to add the section. I mean, it's not necessary, you know. So now what I will add is, I will just add simply one paragraph to say that. So that will be P. And so in copyright, like I mean, I have this like a little bit lesson, like a content that the HTML entity for copyright. So I mean, I will go back to Google and then just look for HTML entity. So in the W3 school, so what we're gonna have is this like an entity list that in HTML we can use. So you might think that, hey, what if we just go to character map and copy the icon? You can do that, but like I said, if we use it entity, so and also we have a character code like a UTF-8, so definitely any browser, anywhere, so this is going to interpret your copyright icon. I mean, like, if not, it will not show the right thing. So like there's a better way to do it, and also like I mean a better practice, you know. So if you're using the wrong way, so it will not be very, I mean like true for everything, you know. So that will be ampersand copy here. So to do that, I will just go back to Visual Studio Code. Like I said, this is a copyright HTML entity. So I will add the like copyrights. To do that, start with the ampersand, and I will just say like COPY, copy, and semicolon. So that will be C icon, what we want. And also I will have this copyright text. So that will be copyright. Or what if we just say without a copyright, like creative learner, because we already have a C icon. And so creative learner, and I will just have the like the year, you know, 2024. So that will be the way to do it in copyright. So go back to, I will close it out. So, and I will have it this like when I save the file. So now you can see that copyright and creative learner. And so we have this year. So, and then the copyright should have a little bit like a room with the, better with the line, you know. So to do that, underneath the nav, so I will add one more break. I will add one HR, and I will add the break line. So when I save the file, now you can see a little bit like better looking. So copyright will be at the bottom. We have a social media section, and now we are complete with like a little bit like I mean a small project that we have started. So now we have everything. So at the top menu, and we have a content. We have this question and answer, and now we are linked to all the social media. So now we have done. If we click on TikTok, we're gonna have this TikTok link will open. So now what we will continue in the content. I mean, like I said, the entity. I want to like go like I mean like look for more entity that we will use it. I mean, like let's say, what if I want to edit like a little bit code element. I mean, so in our like question and answer. So let me save the HTML here right now. So what I will do is I will just like copy my article. So that will be copying from this part 1 until the, I mean, this knowledge check. So that will, because we have a part 1 tutorial, part 2 tutorial, part 3. So like you see on my menu, I will add it like a part 2 tutorial. So to add it, so what I will do is I will go back to the article here at the top in Visual Studio Code. So I will just simply copy all the article in Visual Studio Code, I mean not the folder, so until the article here. So because I will have 2-3 articles, but I can have only one main. I mean, so make sure that you do not add like a main is just only one, and also like adding the article, you can edit more. So simply just copy the article, everything. So go back to your top and then make sure you get it article, and then you will copy it and go back to the bottom. And what I will add is one more article here. So I just simply paste it here. So now we have added one article at the bottom, and so that will be a little bit enter break. So now what we're gonna see is that in our project, when I save the file, I have this repeated part 1 tutorial. So I mean, like I said, I mean, we like it's just like I mean a sample project, or like a sample things that you can learn, you know, because we are not like going to like a very detailed text and all those content. So now if you wanted one more content, one more article, let's say now you have a part 1 tutorial, now we have added part 2. So I will just simply change this second part 1 to part 2. So to do that, go back to your article here. So at the bottom, make sure that this is the bottom one. So what I will do is here, that will be, I mean like part 2. So part 2 tutorial. And now, so I will just save it in part 2. Yeah, I mean, same thing. We're going to learn HTML. So here's a little bit double E. I will remove it. So now what we're going to have is I will just remove the double E. Save the file. And now you can see the part 2 tutorial. And I will add one more line and break. So to do that, so after the here, so that will be first article. And I will have one break. And also I will have one HR, I will have one like a break. So when I save the file, now you can see a little bit room. So now we have a 2 article, part 1 tutorial article, and we have this part 2 tutorial article. So, and then like I said, I want to like I want to show you a little bit more entity that, I mean, what if we want to edit like in the knowledge check? I mean, definitely the part 2 will not be the same question and answer. I want to change to the question. I mean, to do that, what if we just say in the first assembly, what is HTML instead? I mean, what I would just change is I would just say, I mean, how to write. So let's say how to write code. It's better to say that how to write HTML code like for heading. So we just say if we went to how to write HTML code for heading. So if you, I mean, ask a question just like that. Now what we're gonna see is that when we open the like how to write HTML code for heading. So what I want to see is that I want to see the like complete HTML like coding, like using the HTML text inside. I mean, so to see that, what we're gonna need is like I said, I mean, without using the entity, we cannot have the greater than or less than, because what I mean is that, okay, I will remove all the answer here. So heading is simply, I mean, like we're gonna have this H1, so that will be, what if we just say H2, and then we will have this, let's say, I mean, this is a heading for like HTML. What if we just say it is a heading for I mean, I think I would just better say is this is a HTML heading. I mean, so that would be better. So this is a HTML heading with H2. Now what I want is I don't want like if I save it, now what we're gonna have is in how to write HTML code for heading. If I open it up, so it's gonna say this is a HTML heading. The thing is I don't want it that way. I want it like seeing everything, including the like H2 element, or better to say the H2 tag. I mean, like less than, greater than, complete sentence in here, because the question is I want to see the code here. So I mean, like, so there's no way to see the code in like in browser. I mean, like we cannot see the like opening and closing tag here. So but if you want to see the closing and opening tag, so now we have to use the HTML entity. So now, like I said, I mean, like, so back to my HTML entity. So without knowing the entity, so we cannot like add the, here we have this like less than or greater than. I mean, like I said, you can add it like a copyright, copy from any other place, but better to do is using the HTML entity here. So for greater than is ampersand and LT. For greater than sign is the less than is ampersand and the LT, and greater than is ampersand GT. So to do that, what I will say is I will just simply go back here, and I will have this how to record for heading, and I will start with the opening tag. So what I will have is I will just have, I will remove the greater than sign here because I cannot like see on my browser. So if I want to see it, now I'm gonna start with the ampersand, like you see. So LT for less than, and if I like put it that way, and also H2, and after that, what I want to see is I want to see the greater than. So to do that, so start with the ampersand, and that will be like GT and GT. So that will be our greater than sign. So now you see that I am adding the HTML entity for our H2 here, just like that. And after that, I'm going to have it this is HTML heading. So now it's the same thing at the back. So what I will do is I will remove like adding this is a less than sign. So ampersand and LT. So you just type it that way. If you want it a little bit gap, so we can do that for visually better. So I will just use this way, and now you can see that this is like HTML heading, and also the greater than. I'm gonna remove it. So now what we're gonna have is this thing. I mean, what we say is this will be like ampersand and GT. I mean, now if we save our file just like that, so for slash is okay. When I save the file, now you're gonna see if I open like a question, now you can see that so H2 is showing. I mean, so just now we cannot see the HTML tag. Now if we use the HTML entity, now we can see that the less than, greater than, and this is a HTML heading, less than and greater than. For slash, I think we do not need it because even if you want it, so we have even for slash, I think we have this entity. You know, there's even like, I mean, 100 over like 1,000 HTML entity so that we can use. I think I will not go very in deep. I mean, so like I said, I mean, it will be like self-learning. So now, so I want to show you a sample that if without using the HTML entity, sometimes we cannot see our content. So if you really want it, like seeing the HTML tag in your browser, so this is the way to do it. So using the HTML entity and adding greater than, less than signs, like you see on my screen. So I think that will be a sample for this lesson, that HTML entity for copyright and code content, you know. So that's what we have learned. And I think I will continue with the UTF-8. So I think I will even what if we just change the what if we just say in the part 2, what we learn is what is head element. So just to have a little bit a question, you know. So what is head element? So now what we're gonna answer is so we know that head elements, it's head element is, so head, and what it's, I think better to say what are head elements. So what are head elements? And I will have this question, and I'm gonna say head elements are resources. So UCES, resources for our website. I mean, so it's a lot of things to say, but I would just say head elements are resources for our website. So when I save the file, now we have a little bit different question and answer. If I open it, the first one, now we're gonna see the HTML. And now if our head element, so what are head elements? So head elements are resources for our websites. So that's part 2 tutorial. So like I said, I have this entity I've shown you, and also we have added 2 articles in our website. Now I want to show you if go back to my content, the ID attribute for our pages. I mean, to do that. So what I mean is if I scroll it up, now I have this part 1 tutorial I'm seeing. But if I scroll it down, now I see the part 2 and then part 1 is gone. What if, so now, you are in the top menu and then like we have a menu. If I click on part 1, I want to go to the part 1. If I click on the part 2, I want to go to the part 2 article. So to do that, now like a ID fragment identifier. So that will be what we need to do. So back to your article. So what we're gonna add is we will add the article identifier. Actually, it will be like the section or fragment identifier. So we can add the ID in anywhere. If you want it like an article in ID, you can do that. If you want the header in ID, you can do that. But for now, so that will be more on CSS tutorial. But like I said, we're gonna add a different article in our menu. So to do that, in first article, I will just add the one ID, and also it's the same. I will just say same name, so that will be part 1. What if we just say part 1? So I will just say that way. If you want it like part 1-1, so you can do that way. So when I say ID equal to part 1 and I save the file, now so this first article in our top menu, what I can do is now I have this ID with part 1. I will just copy the same ID name, and then if I paste it in my menu, so in the href, so that will be a anchor tag, and then we have this href, so when I paste my ID name part 1, and also I will have to put my hashtag. Without the hashtag, it will not link. So make sure that you add the hashtag or pound sign, and also the same ID name, and so beside the part 1. So when I save this, a code save file, and then go back to your HTML. When I click on the part 1, so what you're gonna see is a part 1 tutorial is stick to the top, because it's saying it will just go to the part 1 section, because like I said, it's looking for ID, and this will be this article ID. It will just go to the top and stick to this section. So that's what we are saying, like a fragment identifier. So it will look for the ID name, and then it will stick to the top. So now, like I said, I want it like a part 2 tutorial to stick to the top. It's the same method. So what we're gonna add is we will add one identifier, so to our second article. So to do that, so what I will do is I'll go back to your second article here. So that will be like a part 2 tutorial. Now you see that this is an article. So I will add one ID attribute. So this ID is a name for like an identifier, ID, So that will be ID equal to, so that will be part 2. It's the same name. I will just say part 2, and make sure you just copy the same name, or you can type it. So go back to your menu at the top. Now we have this part 2 and the pound sign or hashtag, and I will paste my name, part 2. So now I'm gonna save. When you save the file, if I go back, and then now part 2, if I click on the part 2, what we're gonna have is now part 2 article will stick to the top. So that is how we can browse through we are not going to the next tab we have this YouTube that it will go to the the new tab and new link. We can do that using the HTTPS or in our target attribute. But for now, what we want is we want to scroll it up and down inside our single page. So to do that, like I said, we are using the identifier, and we are adding the ID name and the same name for our article. So once you have done it, so you can go back to your browser, and once you click part 1, so it will stick to part 1 tutorial in this article section. If I go back to part 2, now you will see that part 2 tutorial will stick. So that's the way to do it, guys. And like I said, back to my content. I think so we have to say a lot. I think back to the top button, and I think I will continue with the back to top button. A student review and everything will be taking more time. So what I will do is I will add. So like I said, when we scroll it down, so what we're gonna have is at the end we want to go back to the top. You go to the part 2 and part 1 article with just a simple click. So to add the one more button at the bottom, so because after the part 2 article. So what I will do is I will just go scroll it down after the main article. So what I will add is so after the break, so horizontal line and then break. So here I will have a one button for it. So that will be a button. So in HTML, if you want it like a button or click button, so that we have this button element. So in the button element, so what we're gonna have is I will just say one P. So that will be paragraph or text element. So I will just say that will be go back to top. So I will just say back to top. So that will be a button that's saying back to top. When I save the file, now you can see that back to top is here. So, but for now, even if you click it, it will happen nothing because we need to link our back to top to the top. So, before that, I want to add one for better visually, so I will add one horizontal line. So to add it, so I will have one HR and then save the file. And I think I will add better to add the break line. So to see better thing. So yeah, so now if I save the file, button and then BR, let me save. So it's not going, so let me add one more BR here. So yeah, now we got it. So I think I'll remove this thing. So when I save the file, I think we need a two break line here. So for some reason, so I will save here. So just like that. So now we have this back to top and button. And now I want to when I scroll it down, I want to go back to the top. So to do that, what I need is it's the same method. We're gonna have this in article. What we have is this ID. But now it's so the back to top is not something that we want to stick on the top, because the back to top is when I click it, it will go back to the top. So this is what we want. So the welcome to HTML should have stick to the top. So to do that, what I will need is in the back to top. So I will just simply add one A tag or anchor tag, and then so that will be, I think it has to be better things to do is inside the P. So that will be A, press tab key, and I think I will have to add this back to top in between the anchor tag. And now what we're gonna have is when I click back to top, I want to go to the top. So to in the single page, we are not going back to the different page or different tab. So what I need to do is just simply add pound sign or hashtag here. So that's it. Even we can keep it blank, but for better is that you just edit hashtags. When I save the file, if I scroll it down, and then now we see the back to top. If I click, now it goes back to the top. So that's, it's a simple. So we are adding simple link using the pound sign, and then so it will not go anywhere, but it will go back to the top and then stick to the page like a heading. So that's how we have to make it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will stop the tutorial here. So I hope you learned something and you like the tutorial. If you do so, please subscribe to Creative Learner YouTube channel, and also turn on notification, follow us on social media, and I hope to see you in next tutorial.